didn't get to hear our interviewees, so they don't know what needs were expressed, so we can share which particular needs we're addressing with our prototype, which we definitely identified priority stakeholders, simple messaging with real-world connections and user-friendly, rapid results that are measurable and tangible. How do you guys feel about these? Did we address all of our needs? We don't have to, but we definitely addressed some of them.
Well, I expected them to come up with a measurable, tangible, rapid results.
Yeah.
But I think we have our idea.
Mm-hmm.
We identify the stakeholders.
Mm-hmm. And we have our messaging. So we can include those too in our one thing too, I think we could, and we have the user experience, we walked through that, which is good, is that we didn't specifically mention the ILA learnings, the focus on the best practices, so maybe that's something that we could ILA best practices, which is what we're focusing on. So now we just need, and so we could do this, set this up before the video plays. We could do, and like Jean-Pierre said, we could talk about our design challenge. We could read our design challenge. So we have about 5 minutes, so we have about 2 minutes for the film, and then 3 minutes to just set up the film, or the prototype, if you will. And then depending on what we determine for our project timeline, we can talk about any next steps. So what do we want to call this project?
What are like those? There are some options.
Yeah.
So is there something in there? This to be short, but really
Catchy.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts? You had some ideas there?
Sustainable policy for the future.
What was that?
Sustainable policy for the future.
Sustainable policy for the future?
That's not what they do, but
But then you want to give the daily life or choices, influence, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
You could have that sustainability equals daily life.
Sustainable world.
Sustainable world. Sustainability equals daily life.
One of our ideas was to avoid this word.
Right. Well, we did in the description.
Yeah, this is.
Also because the daily life touched on how we talk about this. We
Yeah.
use on the elevator,
Right.
event, so it would be quite descriptive. And yes, it does include sustainability and policy, but it's about daily life, then you can catch attention from normal people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't use this word.
Maybe sustainability is your life. So just to have somebody to address, like,
Mm-hmm.
inspire.
Mm-hmm.
I think also actually sustainability comes out with thoughtful choices, which is thinking through what you do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We should do a very long title with all the words.
Maybe you can use the
The
what is
acronym.
it? SD in HA in LS.
So some of the options we have are thoughtful choices, sustainable policy for the future, sustainable world, sustainability equals daily life or your life. Any of those?
New events for a better life.
New events for a better life? Okay. Any other thoughts? We can have votes.
This is a way to teach different kinds of being sustainable. Why not to put something, come and learn how to be sustainable in your life.
Like a call to action?
I'm not sure if it was mentioned, this isn't titled, but tying this back to the kind of goals of this whole effort is, this is creating an event so they have an opportunity to try out various approaches to educating the general public on sustainability principles. So some sort of evaluation mechanism there that helps to inform best practice in terms of teaching the general public.
Incorporating sustainability into daily life. Something.
But are we going in more into how we want to describe it?
That's okay. Maybe with both we can. I like how you're bringing us back to the EASLE learnings and the best practices, because I think that would be an important thing to have either in the title or description.
And so maybe it's